If you've been following along, you'll see that this is episode 8 of the AI Workflows by Role series. But this one is going to be our series finale. Originally, I had 3 more episodes planned: Executive Assistant, Paralegal, and Project Manager. But I'm wrapping all 3 into this single episode instead and giving each one about 5 minutes. Reason 1. While the series has been successful, the deeper I get into the AI space, the more I realize there are more pressing topics that can benefit a larger chunk of the normal user base. Reason 2. These roles actually have a lot of carryover into each other. A lot of what I'd cover in Executive Assistant, Paralegal, and Project Manager as separate episodes apply pretty cleanly to most other roles anyway. Side by sides, the patterns are pretty obvious. And reason 3 is because I've ironed out my creative process. The lead time on full video series is less important than it used to be for me, which means I can cover more relevant and timely topics as they happen. I still like the idea of having video series. They let you cover a big subject from different angles, but this one's done. To everyone who's been here, thank you. No matter when you joined me on this journey, thank you. The channel is still pretty small. There's still a lot of work to do, but the fact that I have any subscribers, especially when I look back at the quality of my earliest videos, it's still a little surreal. I've really enjoyed the process. The comments and messages have been awesome, and I want to keep improving the video quality, the subject quality, all of it. And the feedback so far has been more useful than you could probably realize. I can't wait to see where this is at in a year. Honestly, the thing I'm most pumped about for the next direction of this channel is showing more personal projects. My Command Center video is coming up in a couple weeks, and I think people are going to really enjoy what's in there. But with all that being said, let's look at the last 3 roles so that we can close up this series cleanly. The first role is the executive assistant. I'm going to be honest, I haven't worked closely with an executive assistant, but I can only imagine how amazing it would be to have one of them as part of your team. One of the most important things as you get busier is managing your time effectively, and even though I can run a busy schedule with the best of them, I spend a lot of time making sure my schedule is actually working for me. Having someone whose job it is to make that happen, I bet that's a force multiplier all by itself. Now, the workflow for an executive assistant who's just getting started with AI is what I'd call the AI drafted meeting brief. You feed it tomorrow's calendar, it pulls context for every meeting, who you're meeting with, your last interaction with them, recent news, LinkedIn highlights, talking points based on the meeting agenda. It drops a 1-page brief in your inbox 30 minutes before each meeting. And the math is wild. A good executive assistant spends 30 to 45 minutes prepping each meeting manually. Now multiply that by 8, 10, 12 meetings a day, and this workflow collapses it to about 30 seconds of AI prep plus 5 minutes of human review. And here's a few ways that an executive assistant who hasn't used AI can actually start to use it. You can use that as inbox triage. You can see if a message is urgent, scheduled, or if you need more information in regards to it. You can find action item extraction from meeting transcripts. If you're an executive assistant worried about your job, I want to be honest with you. A good executive assistant right now empowered with AI tools is going to be a force in the near future. Right now, executive assistants are limited by real-world constraints, the hours in the day, the number of meetings one person can prep for, the volume of email one person can read. AI doesn't change the executive assistant, it changes those constraints. If you can give an executive assistant a little AI-powered executive assistant in their own pocket, they're going to be way more effective than any human-only executive assistant has ever been able to be. The advice I'd give to any executive assistant on day 1 with AI is the same advice I keep giving everyone. Identify your pain points and your time sucks. Do a little research on AI applications to those problems specifically. Spend a little time solving them, and then move on to the next one. That's all working with AI is, dedicated problem solving. All right, next we're going to talk about AI for a paralegal. And I want to be upfront on this one. Out of the 3 roles in this finale, paralegal is the one I have the least direct experience with. So I'm going to share the framework I've worked with and the workflows I've actually used. Take it with the appropriate grain of salt. Here's how I think about a paralegal role from a builder's perspective. It's actually pretty similar to an agent's role in AI. Paralegals are specialized workers that are effective at a defined set of tasks that assist with the firm's overall workflow. Different specialties, but the same shape. The workflow here applies to AI-assisted contract redlining, and this one I actually do use for things like contractor agreements, NDAs, and smaller legal drafts for Cadmus Lab and Orderly. You feed in a contract plus a playbook, which is your firm's standard positions, your deal breakers, your softer preferences. The AI flags every clause against your playbook with deviation analysis and suggested red lines. It's similar to using AI for tax purposes, which is the next strongest legal adjacent use case. It has defined rules, lots of historical examples to learn from, and boilerplate that's been litigated and standardized over decades. AI is genuinely good at this kind of work. If you only take one thing from this paralegal segment, take this. Legal and medical are the two roles where local AI matters most. Anytime personal or sensitive data needs to be controlled and protected, patient information, client information, privileged communications, discovery materials, local AI isn't a nice to have, it's a requirement. The cloud is not the right place for any of that. If you're a paralegal or work at a firm, go watch the local LLM Homebrew series on this channel. The whole reason it exists is for situations exactly like yours. Now, there's a question that keeps coming up in regards to the legal side of AI, and that's how the hourly billable model is going to stand. And honestly, I'm not sure. I can't speak to how to run a law firm because I've never done it. But the old saying applies here. The reason that you're paying a high hourly rate isn't the 2 hours of work that's being done, it's the 10 years of work that it took for me to be able to do those 2 hours quickly. AI will probably take a lot of time off of the front end of legal work, but all the AI's output still needs to be reviewed by a human with judgment. That's where the expertise actually lives, and that's what people are still going to be paying for. How firms are structuring their billing around that? That's their call. The last role we're covering is the project manager. It's another role where I know a lot of people who actually have that job, but I haven't done it myself. The same caveat as the paralegal. Now, I haven't been a project manager, but what I have done is built something close that the MedSpa system uses. We integrate multiple systems automatically to gather the important information and create the necessary reports and briefs that are required for that job. It wasn't built for a project manager, but the shape of the workflow is pretty close. Now, the workflow I'm talking about is an auto-compiled weekly workflow. You have inputs like Slack channels, Jira, or linear tickets, meeting transcripts from the past week, and it gives you an output, a drafted weekly status with risks, blockers, asks, wins, and progress notes. The traditional version of this is a 4-hour Friday afternoon ritual. You pull everything from all the tools, you talk to all the people, you write the update, send it out, and you go home. The AI version of this collapses that whole process into 30 minutes of review. The project manager checks the draft, edits for tone, adds the judgment calls the AI can't make, and ships. The brief framing for the project manager role is that the job is half information aggregation and half judgment and communication. I actually believe that, and going through these 10 episodes, I've come to see that there are a lot of jobs that look exactly like this. A surprising amount of professional work is gathering data and then making judgment calls based on that data. The aggregation is the half that AI handles cleanly. The judgment is the half that doesn't go away. If you're a project manager, here's the framing I'd push you towards. AI is a tool, same as any other. Learning to use it to be more effective is always a good thing. The project managers who fight it are fighting an uphill battle, not because AI will replace them, but because their peers are going to get 4 hours a week back, and they aren't. And those are the actual stakes right now for all of these roles. It's not that AI will just take your job, it's that your peers who understand AI just got their Friday afternoon back, and you're still grinding through the next status doc. And that's it. That wraps up our AI Workflows by Roles series. 10 roles in 8 episodes. Looking back, the role that actually surprised me the most with how much I learned was the accounting role. It's nice because there are strict rules, there's lots of historical examples of good input and output, and there's a lot of boilerplate work, and it's the perfect fit for AI. I genuinely think that the tax and accounting industry is going to get shaken up over the next couple of years as personalized AI systems for that work go mainstream. Now, what's coming next on this channel is going to be a slightly different shape, but I'm really excited for it, and I think it's always going to be changing. The reasons for this shift is 3 different things all at once. The analytics of what was actually working, my own taste and what I'm excited about, and the kind of work that I'm actually doing right now. I wanted to lay the groundwork with this series and cover a wide base of role-based content that holds up long-term. That's done. Now we're going to go into things that I really enjoy, and I think that a lot of other people will enjoy too. The ability to build things that you can use on a daily basis that solve a problem you actually have is really interesting to me and one of the best applications of AI right now. And it hits home for people in a way that role-based content might not. On the immediate roadmap, the Command Center build is next. It's a tour of the personal stack that I run my whole AI workflow through. I'm really excited about this one as it's really personal and it solved a lot of problems for me, and it was taken over a few months. After that, we're going to cover Orderly. It's the hospitality operations product that I've been working on, and it is finally complete. It's not exactly where I want it to be, but it's about 95% of the way there, and I want to start showing what it does and the problems that it solves. No matter what, I just want to say that I'm grateful for all of you who have stuck around. Whether you've been here since the beginning or you just joined yesterday, you are more than welcome here. There's a lot more to come, so stick around.